All right, talking about the weather, partly sunny, a bit colder today than yesterday by a few degrees, but the sun's out. That, however, is going to change as we wait for a 1-2 punch of some wintry weather again. Marty Basson, the First Alert Weather Center, to tell us the bitter cold is coming back.
Yeah, it most certainly is, as is a light little frosting of snow tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Good afternoon, one. Hopefully you're doing well. 3 after the hour. Let me show you some temperatures. Pick a spot where you're watching us from and just kind of focus in on that. I'm going to pick Essex right now at 32 degrees. But, you know, look, we've got a bit of a breeze out there right now. So with wind chill, we'll drop that down to it feels like of 28. We'll drop it down by 4. But here's your hourly planner. Notice it stays clear. We're at least starting to get a little bit of a melt, that sun on the snow and frankly, more ice than snow in the area. And we're getting a bit of an evaporation, so it's not a bad thing. Skies stay for the most part clear as we move through the afternoon, evening, into the overnight, into the bedtime hours. About 32 degrees is going to be the forecast high now. What we're watching very simply is this. Another clipper moving our way with some afternoon and nighttime snow showers tomorrow into Saturday morning. I don't think it's going to be really disruptive, but what is going to be disruptive is going to be bitter cold winds on Saturday. We're getting ready to get right back into what we thought we had put behind us. And maybe this will be the one that finally ends the streak. You know what? We're one day closer to spring. Put that in your mind and we'll get through it. Denise, over to you.
Welcome back. Taking a live look outside at the WJZ Outback. 33 degrees. Anything above 30 these days with the sun's out feels good to me, Marty.
Isn't that the truth? Break out the Speedo. I'm telling you. Break out the SPF. You know, believe it or not, all joking aside, you give it about another month, you could start using SPF. The sun will be high enough in the sky to start giving you some cause and effect on your skin. Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well. Look, it is what it is. It's called winter. It happens every year. What we've seen now, though, is a pretty extreme example of the cause and effect of the snow, the sleet, and then those freezing temperatures. And unfortunately, it's getting ready to happen again. It'll be short-lived, but it's getting ready to happen again. I was just taking a look at forecast high temperatures for the city as we move through the afternoon. Very much the same as you get into Hartford and Cecil counties. And again, overnight, we're going down to about 17 degrees. We just have a light breeze in the area, but any temperature we can knock down by 4 or 5 degrees. Because of the wind chill, to be quite honest about it, there really are no gusts in the area at this time. But this is because of that light breeze, the reality. No matter where you're watching us from, Carroll County, Howard County, Anne Arundel County, Kent County, it's all going to be the same. Temperatures pretty much in the blazing heat of the day. In the upper 20s, we'll get down to about 15 during the overnight. But at least the sun is out. Mentally, it makes a difference as you look around. You see that sunshine, and you can actually, again, sun's getting a little higher in the sky. Days are getting noticeably longer. You can feel it mentally and physically. But then, here we go again. Here's your current radar. Let's go ahead and widen it out. And you can see energy down to the south and east, and you can see energy coming out of the Chicagoland area. This is a clipper that's going to move by the region tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Give us a light frosting of snow. But then, behind that low, we are, hey, look at this, all the people in South Florida. I know we all know somebody in South Florida. I talked to one this morning. They said, you know, it's raining and it's like, 58 to 62 degrees. Said, enjoy what you got. Because today it's 32 and 17. Then alert days the next 2 days, 34 and 15 tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the future cast. And I want you to keep your eye on the timestamp. It'll be 24 hours from now where this clipper is about getting ready to affect us. Then as we move through the afternoon, as we move through the evening, as we move through the nighttime hours into the overnight, we're going to get that gentle frosting in the area. And then Saturday, 23 and 8, that's before the wind. I want you to pay attention to the colors. Don't really look so much at the numbers. This is color-coded. Look what happens as we get into the early afternoon and the nighttime hours. I mean, it is just going to be brutal once again. Same deal Sunday, 22-11 before wind chills, but finally 32, then almost 40, then 42 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday. And Tuesday we may get some showers, and that would certainly help to get rid of some of this winter that's laying around. Denise, over to you. Okay,
all right, Marty.
Real quick, the reason I want to show you this graphic, how it's going to feel Super Bowl Sunday morning. It has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but we're starting to get alerts for high wind in the area on Saturday and Sunday, and look at the cause and effect on the feels-like temperatures. Minus 12, minus 17.
Oh.
That's why I'm showing you this. The temperatures are going to feel brutal Saturday and into Sunday.
Just hope we don't lose power with high winds. Could be a risk.
Exactly correct.
All